Let's go.
Come on. There we go. How many is Zora Master 101? You might want to repeat that.
I'm ready.
Okay. And today we're playing You Have 10 Seconds 2. It's the second game in this series. How do I go through these doors? Come on.
Fun fact, the human economic system known as capitalism is an invention made by humanity. And honestly, when people keep saying, like, but the market won't prevent climate change, that's full of bullshit. We made it up. We can erase it any moment.
What the Okay, what are the controls for this game? Hang on, keep talking. Down. I need to hit down to go through the door. Why, out of all the... Wasn't democracy also an invention?
Yes.
Everything's an invention. Even the things we don't want to be inventions.
Fun fact, if the Great Lakes had never formed at the end of last the United States would never have fought the Revolutionary War.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
If the Great Lakes, in Michigan and the border, if they had never formed in the last ice age when the glaciers receded, the American Revolution would never.
How come?
Because then when colonialism happened, the French wouldn't have colonized the Great Lakes area, which wouldn't have led to the 7 Years' War between France and England, which wouldn't have led to, even though England winning, England charging higher taxes and tariffs on the American colonies. Ergo, there was never going to be an American Revolution.
That actually makes sense. Man, isn't it weird that things just happen because of coincidence?
Like how if Carthage had beaten Rome back in the day, Christianity never would have existed.
Yeah.
Because there would be no Romans to crucify Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and ergo, an entire religion would have never happened.
Allegedly, Chris. I'm kidding. I'm not one of those, like, haha, checkmate Christians, atheist. I'm not even atheist. I'm like, I know something's out there. I don't know what it is. If it's a god of chaos.
It's called agnosticism.
Yeah. Oh, come on. That's screwed up. 2, 1. Yeah, I made it!
Fun fact, everyone outside of Africa who was born who is not of African descent, typically has around 10% genome consisting of Neanderthal DNA.
Wait, what?
So, Neanderthals existed in Europe, and up until 40,000 years ago, and previously they existed throughout Asia as well. We have evidence as far as the Tibetan of Neanderthals. So, pretty decent one. Humanity, when we moved out of Africa, we met Neanderthals. And initially we thought Neanderthals went extinct because they were less advanced and we outcompeted them, or we had straight up warfare with them. Honestly, the genetic indicators, once we sequence the Neanderthal genome, tell a different story. It wasn't so much that whenever Neanderthals and humans met, we went to war with each other. It was more or less that basically we interbred with them, to the point where there were no true Neanderthals,
Oh, okay.
and they just became part of Homo sapien genome. Because Neanderthal and Homo sapien children were still fertile. So the populations just. And because there were so many more Homo sapiens when we met Neanderthals, it kind of washed it out.
Uh-huh. Fuck. Stop! Okay, I'm good now. Okay.
A similar thing occurred with the Denisovans, which were only found the last decade. But the Denisovans we found from 3 skeletons in Denisova Cave, and I believe the Tibetan steppes. One second, I'll look it up real fast.
Okay.
Denisovans.
After you're finished talking about this, I want to talk about Jamestown for a second, because I'm still kind of annoyed with it. Well, no, not Jamestown. Okay, you know...
the musical or the...
No, okay, it's that one, what's it called? That one, God, what is the word? That one colonial, village where, like, the guy in charge had to go back to England to pick some shit up, but he got caught up in England for a couple of years, and when he got back, everybody from the town was gone. Like, no...
that was the colony of Roanoke.
Yeah, yeah. Like, everybody's like,
it's not Jamestown, it's Roanoke.
Roanoke, okay. And everybody's like, oh, it's a mystery on what happened to him, but then, like, the mysterious word that was put in, that was written in Roanoke, was the name of a fucking... Yeah. The name of a... It was the name of a Indian, tribe. And...
Yeah, Native American tribe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Native American. Oops. And that tribe had like, there were kids that had, like, blonde hair and stuff, and it's like, it's still a mystery. It's like, no, it's not a mystery. The tribe brought the people in from...
They literally joined the tribe, and then the adults probably died of... and the kids were left. And like, oh, there must be a weird new subspecies or something.
Just, like, there are some things in this world that are mysteries, but then there are some things that aren't mysteries if you just pay the fuck attention. Like how not straight Achilles was.
Well, like, how did the Easter Island heads get put where they were? Well, if you listen to the fucking local... they said they walked the statues to the place, they'll actually show... They actually did experiments of, like, what you referred to, and it's literally, they had a group of people on each side of the statue, they tied ropes around it, and they literally shifted back and forth, because the bottom of these statues are round, that it would basically like a Weeble walk to the hole that they wanted it to be in, and
Actually, that's another thing I want to bring up. So, do you remember that one History Channel show where the guy, like, it's like the aliens guy?
The ancient aliens, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, we don't know how they built the pyramids. And it's like, bitch, yeah, we do. Do you think they did not start from the bottom and then build to the top? Like, I know, like, that's not a secret. The ancient Egyptians built bottom to top. Well,
they didn't have cranes or anything. How do they do it? It's called ramps, dickhead.
Yeah, like
it's called fucking ramps.
Like, I don't know.
What did they make the ramps out of? What did they make the ramps out of? I don't know. What's around them constantly? It's called sand.
Papyrus.
Sand.
I was gonna say papyrus.
I'm gonna be like, it's sand. They used sand.
Like,
what's in unlimited supplies around the pyramids? Oh, I don't know. Fucking...
like... aliens didn't build shit. Y'all are just racist.
people were like, how did they put up the? How did people put up in Stonehenge? And it's called, hey, and like, how did they move such giant blocks to Stonehenge? Hey, you ever chop up a bunch of logs and like lay them down, and then you try and roll something atop it? Yeah, it's incredibly easy to.
Can we be honest? I feel like in a few thousand years, or like, yeah, a few thousand years, when this part of humanity has died out, and like the current age right now, it becomes ancient history. Uh, they're gonna be talking about the same shit for the fucking Eiffel Tower, or like the Statue of Liberty, or like Mount Rushmore. Like,
If we lose all records of it, yeah.
yeah. Like, how did these mysterious giant buildings made of iron? God damn it! Okay, so what were you were gonna talk about something.
What was I going to talk about? Oh, the Denisovans. So the Denisovans are known from 1 to 7. Are known from 7 individuals found in 2 caves. First of which is the Denisovan cave, and the other is in the Bayashaya cave in Tibet. We have much more fragmentary remains from Tibet. But we found evidence of that. We found these skeletons, parts of skeletons. We don't have any really complete skeletons because of how they're preserved. But we sequenced the DNA of it, and it shows it's another species of. Because there's Neanderthal and there's Homo sapien, and they found another species. And at first, they thought it was like a much older remains, but they carbon dated them, and they found out these are only about 30,000. And so they have evidence of this third human species alive at the same time as Homo sapiens and that lived in Egypt at the time. And furthermore, when they sequenced the DNA, and I want to get this right, they're shown to share 5% of DNA with Aboriginal Australians, Papua New Guinea Papuans, several Southeast Asian cultures, and several seafaring cultures.
Have you ever just been so annoyed with the game?
Showing evidence of Denisovans may have interbred with modern humans in New Guinea as recently as 15,000 years ago. And what's furthermore interesting is they're like, so humanity must have interbred with Denisovans as well as we interbred with Neanderthals. Well, there is a Denisovan Denisovan female named Denny that we found that is only half Denisovan, and the other half is Neanderthal. So not only did we interbreed with both Vins and Neanderthals, they interbred together. So the picture of the world is becoming a lot more of less war and more love going on anytime we met with.
All you need is love. No, I'm not. No, the Beatles can choke. But yeah, that's cool.
This has been Rain Fact Thursday.
Yep. Sorry that the past couple of minutes have been me failing. Bye, everyone.